Hello and welcome to the Indivisible North Texas podcast. My name is Jay Malone and I'll be your host for all the upcoming shows. So our goal for this podcast is to talk about different things that we're doing in the area and give people ways to get involved. So the format for each show is going to be the same. We'll start off by talking about what's going on in the next week. Then we'll have a guest who will talk about something that they're doing in the area. This week, we're very excited to have Christy Robinson on the show. She was at the DC March, and she's going to talk about her experiences and how she's getting involved. So if you want to get involved, we have a few things that are coming up in the next few weeks that we're really excited about. The one thing that everybody should be at is this Saturday. So on Saturday, we're going to be meeting for the first Drinking Indivisibly. So Drinking Indivisibly is going to be a semi-weekly event for anybody who wants to meet up and talk about Indivisible and all the things that we're doing. We will be meeting this week at the People's Last Stand. It's at Mockingbird Station in Dallas, and we will be meeting there at 7 o'clock. So be sure to come out. If you have any questions, easy to find us. Our website is IndivisibleNTX.com. Our Facebook, IndivisibleNTX. Twitter, IndivisibleNTX. Email, IndivisibleNTX@gmail.com. Very easy to find us. We're on everything. If you also have Instagram or Snapchat, you can find us there too. So let's get on with the show. We're excited to welcome Christy Robinson to the show. Christy is a native North Texan. She's involved in digital marketing and journalism. She holds a lot of has a lot of balls in the air right now. She's originally from Arlington, but now she lives in Dallas. So the reason why we decided to invite Christy on is because she was actually at the Women's March in DC. So tell us, Christy, why did you decide to go to DC?
I'm glad to be talking to you, Jay. Like many of us, after the election was my moment of truth. That was my catalyst. Maybe like a lot of us, I was very passionate about a lot of issues before the election. However, I was kind of the average person. I focused a lot on family. I focused a lot on work. As far as my level of involvement in the community and in promoting the issues I claimed to be so passionate about, I wasn't doing that very much. And I kept trying to get onto myself, you need to get involved, you need to get involved. But after the election, it all came together for me. I no longer felt like I had that choice, which honestly made it easier. Right afterward, maybe 2 days after the election, is when discussion about a demonstration in DC, women are going to be getting together. I didn't really have an idea at that point how large it was going to be. I just know that I needed to do something. I needed to physically move my body and put it in a place with other people who were as freaked out as I was. So I rented a room through Airbnb, and I still wasn't exactly sure, am I really going? I'd never done a protest before or a demonstration. And in late December, I realized, yes, I'm doing this, and I booked my plane ticket, and I'm really glad that I did. It was a very positive experience.
So my most important question for you right now is, what was the most interesting sign you saw in DC?
Jay, my battery on my phone died so early and my Mophie drained so early because I was taking so many pictures of the signs. They were some of them were hilarious. Some of them were, all of them were encouraging. And I'll be frank with you, there were some that I didn't agree with. As far as the tone and the actual message, but that was maybe 0.5% of all the signs. Most of the signs were very much a statement of disgust of the tone of this particular administration and of the policies that are being presented, and also just of love and of support for fellow human beings and for fellow Americans. I was so encouraged. And I would say my favorite sign there that I kept seeing over and over again, and it was most encouraging to me when I would see men carrying this sign, was men of quality don't fear equality. And now that I've seen so many pictures from all the other marches, I see that that was not a terribly unique message, which I think is a good thing. That was the first time I'd ever heard that quip. And I thought that encapsulates it for me. If we can get men on board with this movement, I think we're going to be okay. And it's really a lot of standards of masculinity and femininity and gender, I think, are just a barrier to getting as many people on board with this movement as we need to. And if we can move past that and have those discussions and maybe think differently about gender and about masculinity, I think that will help.
So that's an important lesson that I think a lot of people drew from the march. Were there any other lessons that you brought back from the march?
Absolutely. I'm from Texas, obviously, and I did not have a context with which to measure what was this election like for other people. If you live in a blue state, it was probably devastating, obviously, but it wasn't, you probably were surrounded by a lot of other liberals, a lot of other people, maybe even conservatives who did not agree with Donald Trump being president. So here, I grew up evangelical Christian, and I'm a liberal. And I already, for so many years, have felt like I'm straddling some bizarre line, because a lot of people in my life I love and devoted to think completely opposite from me politically. So I've already been straddling that line, and already I felt even more removed from the rest of my people, if you will, here in Texas. Going to this demonstration in D.C. put me in touch with so many different kinds of people. I mean, if you could have seen the diversity there, I think that would have been one of the most encouraging things for anyone, was to be able to see that there were conservatives there who were like, whoa, 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 Trump is not my man. And then there were a lot of men, the number of men. I knew that there would be some men there, absolutely. But the sheer number of men there, I just was so heartened to see that. And of course, every race, every religion seemed to be represented there. And to feel like I was part of America there, and I could come back to Texas, and I didn't feel so alone now. Now I've had visual confirmation, even though I knew it intellectually, in my own head, that of course, there are other people who are upset. I came back to Texas, and there were more voices here that are pro-Trump than not. But it's okay, because I've had the experience now in D.C. being with so many of my fellow Americans who feel the same way I do. It was validating.
And so now that you're back in North Texas, what are you doing to get involved?
That's a good question. If there's one person I'd like to reach out to right now, it's whether it's a man or a woman, somebody who feels like you have a lot of issues with perhaps Trump and his administration, or you agree with some of the Democratic Party platform or liberal issues, but not all of them. There is a feeling that comes with not being 100% on board that holds you back. I have had that internal conflict for some time now. I've been, I would consider, vocal enough about the issues that I do care about and about how I vote, but it has held me back as far as getting involved with organizations that are actually doing things that matter to change the things that I want to change, because I almost feel like a poser. If I don't 100% agree with how you are, I know a lot of people who agree with a lot of liberal issues, but maybe abortion is holding them back. We have to get past this idea that we all have to 100% agree, or else you got to go form your own group and you can't be part of us. And I've realized now I've been allowing myself to be intimidated by that internal conflict, and I can't do that anymore. I have to just be open and honest and say, this is who I am. I'm 41 now. I'm probably never going to resolve every single conflict that I feel internally with the women's movement or with liberal parties, but they are the entities that are doing things that, for the most part, I believe in. And so I'm going to back them. I'm making a choice. And I'm not going to be afraid anymore. And I'm just going to try to enable my own courage to be able to be open about what I believe and what I don't believe. And if someone doesn't like it, that's okay.
Christy, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Absolutely.
And thank you, everybody, for listening.